Yes, this is Lyma Dunbar for iTunes Entertainment Magazine, as well as the Ladies Chat Room and Women of Culture. And here we are at it's a reception for the Jamaican Tourist Board at the Doubletree Hotel. And this is Mr. Wayne Golden, who is also an attorney, and he is one of the board members for the Jamaican Diaspora.
Correct.
Did I get it good?
Correct, you got it perfect. What's happened over the last 13 years, the government of Jamaica has seen it fit to formalize a group of people to advise the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Jamaicans living in the diaspora. So they formed a board basically to cover the major countries, Canada, England, and the United States. There are 3 of us in the United States, so we divided the United States in 3 regions. I'm in charge of 13 states.
Which includes, of course,
Florida.
To the southern.
13 southern states.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 members, one is in the Northeast and one is in the Midwest. Mm-hmm. So between the 3 of us, we formed a board from the United States, but we also sit with the other members, 2 from Canada and 2 from the United Kingdom. And then we have also a youth component to the board.
So how often does the board actually meet?
Officially, we meet every quarter, whether it's by teleconference or we actually physically go to Jamaica. However, there are in-between meetings. For example, in our region, as board members, we get together almost every week on a weekly basis on a conference call. We discuss issues that are common to our different areas, and we collaborate. Right now, we're planning our conference for the Jamaica Diaspora in the United States for this September in Atlanta. So that's really what we're working on right now. And we're trying to move the diaspora to a different level from just people they think of as sending home barrels and remittances.
One of the things I'd like you to highlight, or I should say explain for our listeners, because I got to tell you, not everyone understands the term diaspora.
Right.
You recognize that, right?
Yes.
And then the next thing with that is, what are the goals of the Jamaican Diaspora, the collective? So let's just address those 2 things. Define for them diaspora.
Diaspora is just people scattered away from their country of birth.
Okay.
So the Jamaican diaspora is all over the world. Just like you have a Jewish diaspora, you have an Irish diaspora, you have a Polish diaspora, you have an Italian diaspora. But we have recognized that there are over 2.5 million Jamaicans living outside of Jamaica. And that is phenomenal. I think the attention came about because of all the monies that were being sent back to Jamaica, all the assistance that was being given to Jamaica by members of the diaspora. So the long-term goal is for us to get more organized within the diaspora, not necessarily to influence policy in Jamaica, because we first have to influence policy where we live. So we're looking at a lot of things: political empowerment, economic empowerment, and formulating ourselves as a group that we can lobby for changes within our own community that affect us, that affect our children who are growing up in these communities, but also to maintain our culture as a people.
I got one quick question to ask you, which is kind of referring to the diaspora, but not. So you know, with the new census that they're going to do, they took out that question about citizenship. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think that is going to, of course, skew the data, and a lot of people are not going to,
Absolutely, it will skew the data because the census is all about how they distribute money in your community. And if you're not recorded as constituents, it's very hard for them to plan and sort of make provisions for your group of people to be allocated money. And that's what we're talking about in terms of empowerment. These are some of the policy issues where we as a group have to approach the lawmakers, or we have to become lawmakers ourselves. I just returned from
on the state, local, and federal level.
Right. I just got back from Washington this week, where I was there lobbying on immigration issues that affect us as Caribbean people. Because you know, what affects Jamaica affects Trinidad, affects Guyana.
It affects all of us.
So we took it to that level. There were 4 of us as Caribbean attorneys among 500 attorneys from across the United States out of a 15,000 membership group. And it was just pleasant to see how you had access to the people who make the laws. And we have to start doing more and more. This is not my first trip lobbying, but this was probably the most successful.
One of the things I'm hoping that you're lobbying for is to have that little box that says Caribbean American. Because I don't like putting Black American, because I am not. I am Caribbean.
Well, there is a process to get that done, and that's why we have to get involved with the Census Bureau. We have to write. We have to talk to our Congress people. We have to talk to our senators. We just cannot sit and wait.
Sit back and wait for things to happen.
Because this affects us. So who better to present our issues than us? But we have to use the right procedure and know the right people. And they're accessible. They're available because we as Caribbean people have placed people in very high positions in this country. So we need to spread it out.
And actually, like you said, call, write, or email your congressman or woman so you can get the things that you are passionate about on the ballot. And one of the things that, yes, I am passionate about is being able to check Caribbean America.
And not only that, far more important, we must become United States citizens when we have the opportunity.
Because that's where all the perks are.
That's where you create a constituency, because you cannot vote without citizenship. So nobody would recognize your numbers if you don't have it.
If you don't have it. And that's where the economic power comes in. That's where the political power comes in. So I would invite and encourage each and every one of us to do like what Mr. Golding is saying. And I got to get you on the show. So they don't have to put you on blast, right?
No problem. No problem. Well, you know, we're constantly running, and we're trying to wear as many hats as we can and not spread ourselves too thin. But we need to do more, connect more, and thank you for what you're doing.
I gotta say this though. One of the things I admire is how the Jamaican diaspora, you guys have come together. I wish we part of the Trinidadian diaspora. Don't knock them too much.
Don't knock them too much. It's coming.
They're getting their act together.
It's coming because
so you guys are meeting with them.
We are collaborating.
Great,
and you might not see it in the public eye, but we all have the same passion about where we're from. But as Caribbean people, sometimes some people take the lead, but it's not who leads. It's who gets in the race, and then we're gonna get bigger and bigger and more powerful. So don't knock them; they're coming.
I'm listening to you. I'm pulling off my socks. I'm not gonna knock them, but just put a move on it. All right?
Yes.
Okay.
Encourage people, be a part of the solution,
not part of the problem.
Yeah. Don't sit at home and just watch.
Get involved. Get involved. Mr. Golding, thank you.
Thank you, and
I'll catch you later.
Keep up the good work.
I'm working on it.
All right, beautiful.
Take care. Mr. Wayne Golding, Attorney Wayne Golding. This is Lyma Dunbar for the iTunes Entertainment Magazine, the Ladies Chat Room, and of course, Women of Culture. Signing off here.
See you later.
See you later.